I'll wait till y'all get in here again. Yeah, you're in the right live. I had to start. You know what it was? It was a Justin Bieber song because they don't really do that to the news. The news, like a lot of people. Hey, cool gamer. A lot of people stream the news, but I forgot it's they because the Justin Bieber song was playing in it. They're super strict with the music, so I'll have to edit that part out after this. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot because I remember that used to happen like, well, it's happened on everybody's channel. Had no idea. Totally forgot about the music part of it. It's so weird. I know. Like one little clip of the song and it goes immediately copyright. So, but that was very powerful to hear her. I mean, to think that I don't know. But now yep. Yeah, Boots Mama. I don't know like where they are now though. I was trying to Pamela or who's Rebellious Rose, you said you know where they are now, right? Like as far as how they're doing. Where? Because it doesn't really say. It just says they've relocated several times in the past, Pamela, in the past 4 years. It just says that they're still living, as of last year, they were still living in squalor because at that point, things were still happening. Despite the donations and pledges, I mean, there's like $2 million or something insane that it was just sitting there that had been raised for them. Okay, so it said the first was it just in the beginning, there was hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations for them. So the older ones, I mean, where do they even go? It's alleged that the sister Elizabeth member that talked about how bad Louise was, her or Teresa, maybe it was one of the two. They have 7 children of their own, and they've lost them several times. Um, I know, Danielle, I know. It said that that was December 3rd. Yeah, I don't really see any most recent. Oh, Turpin Family Now 2022. Okay, here, look at this. 1 week ago, Turpin siblings yet to receive roughly $2 million in donations, and none of it has reached them yet. Since 2000, that $2 million, y'all, was raised in 2018, and they have not got them yet. Not even the adult sibling. Hey, Jeep girl, sorry about that. It was a Justin Bieber song. Not even the adult siblings. Yes, they just filed a suit, Rebellious Rose, this week. That the documents that's what I was reading off of. They were basically, yeah, tortured. So they are suing Riverside County as well as ChildNet. And so now they're living. This is insane. It does say that the two older siblings have a really large TikTok following, like a really large. Yeah, it doesn't really say where they are now. I don't know if. Oh no, yep, Pamela, yeah. So Pamela, the siblings claim that the original biological parents never did SA them because um, they still claim that. I mean, they were tortured in every other way, but the second family was, yes, downright horrid to them, including the oldest, their daughter, their eldest daughter, apparently. Uh, I don't know. I wonder if at this point, or if the older children are like the younger children are living with them, but that, I mean, I don't know if they could. You could tell even by the way that Jordan talked, not only in the call, but also into like on the, I thought she had an accent at first. On the video with Diane, what's her name? Diane something. That she definitely was, just learning, like, uh, had some speech issues. But if you think about it, so apparently biological dad and biological mom, Louise and David, actually registered as a school, a private school, and obviously they homeschooled. But Diane Sawyer, thank you. I just It says that social service or the child net knew that the home was dark and foul smelling. Like, you just, guys, how does this happen? Yeah, I am going to assume they're not, because they're minors. They're not going to tell you there are still minors in there. Because I mean, well, if you think about it, in 2018 there was a 5-year-old, because one of the 5-year-old Jane Doe is listed on the Mr. and Mrs. O, which I'm about to tell you their name. I'm about to tell you their name because I don't care. Let me tell you their name, because they're going to spend the rest of their life in prison. Oh, Pamela, I know. Their name is Marcelino Olguin, Olguin, 63 years old, faces charges of lewd acts on a child under 14 and lewd acts on a minor 14 or 15, false imprisonment, and willful child cruelty. Olgin's wife, Rosa, 58, and their daughter, Lenny's, 37, were both charged with false imprisonment, willful child cruelty, and dissuading a witness. And somebody over under, like, in one of the comments said, these kids can't win. I don't know how you recover from something like that, you guys. I don't. Now, it did say too in one of the articles, Riverside County has hired Stephen Larson, a former federal judge. In October, about a month before the special aired. I didn't get Taco Bell. Oh, she's on the phone to somebody. I don't know who she's talking to. They hired a former federal judge, and about a month before the special aired, Larson, the former federal judge, is conducting an independent investigation of the county's care for the Turpin siblings and its ability to similarly care for adult and child dependents in the county. His investigation will include an allegation that a nonprofit with ties to several county agencies, Safe Family Justice Center, sat on $210,000 in donations provided by the Turpins through the Corona Chamber of Commerce. And for Biomom and Biodad, the other thing I forgot to mention is that there was in Texas, Caddy, Texas. Yeah, I think this might be what you're talking about. There was a truck filled with dirty diapers and cans of Spam and Vienna sausages, most likely what the children ate. There was 8 brand new bikes. They sat outside until they were sun bleached because the children were not allowed to ride in them. There was also dead dogs and cats found inside the home in Texas. I have no idea, rebellious, but those kids better. The really hard part about this is that, hey, Kathy, it's going to be really hard to break the cycle if you guys get what I'm saying, because these kids didn't, and it's possible, but the amount of therapy because of just the fact that, do you remember they said they were so malnourished, it caused nerve damage, exactly, Savannah, nerve damage and such cognitive delay that they'll never be basically like have a normal brain anymore because I mean none of us do, but because of the cognitive delays based on the malnourishment. I mean, what is going to happen to them? And so then they were bounced from that brutal circumstance to this brutal circumstance. How do they heal in a way to function in society? I mean, these two girls look like they're doing very well. I'm going to follow them on. I don't ever use TikTok, but I will get a TikTok just for them. Gold Star Mom in 2018, the oldest was 29. So I would imagine, hey, Sherry, that the oldest is now 31. That fast math. So I think it's Jennifer's 31, and the next is Jordan, who would be about 19. I believe, and then it goes down from there. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever be able to live on their own because you can guarantee these minors weren't learning anything else other than more torture at their foster home. And how is a county, how is a child, like a child, you're supposed to be safe, right? Yeah, she was Gold Star Mom. In fact, she was living there, and when the police found her, even though she was 29, she weighed 82 pounds and they thought she was 10 years old. What broke my heart, one of the biggest things is not just the fact that these kids, what are their TikToks? Not Gold, Rebellious. Do you know, or what? Somebody in here, Pamela or somebody said they follow them on TikTok. Let me see what their TikToks are. I'll look it up. Is It's not just the fact that they had to endure this for as long as they did, but it's the fact of, can you imagine how they felt when they were rescued, right? When Jordan snuck out of the house and she called the police and the police came and said, "Do they have proof?" Okay, let me find the okay, Turpin TikTok. Um it was said that David, the dad, wanted to have a reality show like the Duggars. Okay, so Jordan Turpin is it says, let me type it in here. Jordan underscore. So pretty easy to remember. He wanted, yeah, so he wanted a reality show like the Duggars. And looked how it turned out for the eldest Duggar. Uh, so, oh, Savannah, I don't know. So apparently the foster parents got a lot of money for having them. Hey, love my Charlie Faith. Oh, have fun. Have fun. Apparently they got a lot of money for having them, and the county got a lot of money for them having them, which is absolutely insane. I guess I didn't do foster parents. Do they get money for? I mean, I know they get like little. I thought they got small bits of money, but is it like the more kids you have, the more money you get? I don't know much about the foster system. And is there not real, like, obviously they said this family wasn't screened, but isn't there like some sort of like screening process for foster families? Oh, Sherry, beyond what we could ever imagine. Years and years and years. Oh my gosh, rebellious. So that is why some families, even though they're abusive, keep getting kids because it gives you more money. Wow. I had a friend who had foster children though, and it sounded like she went through a lot of training for a foster child. So I had to go through various. So yeah. Well, rebellious. It kind of sounds like the county was pretty crooked. At 18, the state they check for. Okay, Savannah. At 18, the state no longer pays for care. Here you have to get sick. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, Sherry, the biological parents are serving 25 years to life, and you can see Dad was like crying and sobbing, which I don't feel sorry for him. The other two and the adult daughter have were arrested and are facing charges, but that trial has not taken place. You better bet when that comes, we are going to be watching that case for sure. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say, but I can't imagine how it felt for them to be like saved, and then all of a sudden they get to where they feel like they're gonna go to this loving family, and they literally walk into a same situation, except now as punishment, they are not kept inside, they are made to sit outside for hours. Like I don't understand how this happens. Oh, they should, Sherry, because they're not that old. They could get out. Both Turpins can get out, and they don't deserve to spend a moment outside. They deserve to be locked up forever. It makes me scared. I have heard some very, very bad foster care um stories. Some really bad foster care stories. How? That's what I understand. Like, how does that happen? How does this? I don't know. I became a foster parent once. I already had the children in my physical facility. Oh wow, rebellious. I wonder if it depends a lot on state as well. But I know that they weren't kept. They were beaten and starved. They weren't kept in cages, but they were chained and tied. It says they spent a majority of their life chained and tied. During the day, they were made to sleep, so they were up all night long. Which I mean, that's any teenager, but no. And they were only allowed one bath a year. And I'm not sure if you guys caught that on the 911 call. They said, like, well, when's the last time you had a bath? And she said, when, wait, what? And she said, a bath. And she was like, last year. Like they had never been to the dentist or anything. So, so like when we're on here and people call CPS and stuff, it's super dangerous to do that because, yeah. Yeah, they were, Sherry. So they were starved in the first home. In the second home, they were made to eat until they threw up, as well as sit in a circle and relive everything that happened to them. It's just terrible. Can I show you guys something I last night? So I'm super cheap, right? So I have this my old standard iPhone cord headphones, and this one has been cracked for a while now, and I'm thinking it's time to get a new set. Like the earpiece is out of it now. And I was gonna use it again, and my husband was like, "Absolutely not! Are you gonna use that?" But yeah. And then you see the tragic cases where the parents, are such good parents, and we've seen that the parent kids are in such good foster homes, and then they're sent back to the parents, and things happen. Like it's just a really tragic situation. But they do have. If you all have time, definitely watch the Diane Sawyer interview with the kids. Yeah, Savannah, that's what my husband said. He's like, they're like $10. Please just go buy a set. Wow, rebellious. Well, the other thing that ended up being revealed just recently is there was some really good cousins and stuff in this family that were not at all like the biological parents that offered to take the kids, and the county said no, and like that was their chance, and I can't help but wonder if I think it was 100% financially motivated because they had a lot of money that they still not touched. And I hope all of these kids take that $2 million and they have to worry about nothing for a lot of years so that they can just heal. I just can't imagine. I mean, one of those babies is 5, 6 years old, 5 years old. The amount of, and the kids that were probably between like the 5 and the 12 year, those kids are going to need such intense care to get where they need to be because it's such formative years of your life. It's just terrible. So next week, guys, we have some really fun things planned. So Monday night, I don't know if you guys saw my community post, but anybody who does any type of, I don't understand it because I love keep kids. Oh wow. Yes, Sherry. There is some alleged question over one of them being David's but there's been no proof that they're not. Um, absolutely, Savannah. So if you do any type of craft that you sell, or you sell um whatever you might sell, if you have an Etsy or something, now is the time to promote your product on Monday at our community sale. So we're going to give that a try. Um, if you aren't comfortable coming up and sharing what you sell, just send me your Etsy stuff site and I'll promote it and stuff and try to sell it for you. The other thing is Wednesday night. I believe it's going to be Wednesday night. Britt, and I'm opening it up to the community as well, who has mental health stories with your children, or your kid had you did K Texas. Okay, thank you. Your kid is autistic. We are going to open it up to do a mental health night, and just kind of share some stories as far as what is it like for you with an autistic child. What are some of the struggles you go through with advocating for your child? Things like that, just to kind of bounce things off. Okay, what can we do to help? How can we support? How can we make a difference, and that kind of stuff, just to kind of understand what it's all about. Savannah, bring them forward. It doesn't have to be on Etsy at all. Wait, oh, like real miniature? Oh, I thought you meant. Wait, are you talking about real dogs or just like miniature ones, like hey, glass or something? Their parents were right now. The parents in their 50s. Then Les told me, okay, real ones. Yeah, I don't know how selling those. That's awesome. Les told me about a case that she wants me at some point to cover, um, of an autistic girl who fused to her sofa, and the parents were arrested a couple months ago. She literally was found dead in her sofa, and it says she had basically sat there for over a decade. Like, she went to the bathroom there, everything. Like, what the heck? I bet it is, Savannah. Savannah, I think it was you that said, "How do you live in that?" And that is like, yeah, she was in her 30s, rebellious. That's the other thing, guys, is not just like what these kids are going through, but how do you, like, this girl in her 30s was going to the bathroom in the couch and stuff. Like, that's where she went. How do people live in that? Jordan, one of the things she said on the 911 call was that she couldn't even breathe sometimes when she would wake up because the smell inside the house was so bad because they weren't ever allowed to really go to the bathroom. Think of a 2-year-old, 5-year-old, like, so with one bath a year. Granted, in the summer, my kids don't get as frequent baths because thanks, rebellious, because they swim and it's summer and they just forget. But when school's on, it's every night. Yeah, Savannah. Like, how does that happen? How do you how I mean it says she melted in her chair, in the lounge chair. They claimed that they went to the doctor for her once without her and asked the doctor what to do because they said she was getting very isolated. Yep, rebellious, exactly. She was fusing into their couch. Well, they lived around her. They do, Savannah. That's what I said about the Turpins. 25 to life is too good for them. Lock them up. Just like I said about the Parkland shooter. I don't care what you do to him, but he never should. He's not going to see the light of day again. But I don't care what you do to him. But 4 months of putting the families through this, no way. I don't understand as a parent how you. I just holy cow! It's just beyond my comprehension. You know what? Could you see me losing this in my ear? I could definitely see me losing it in my ear. Oh, for the girl? Oh my gosh. Gold star, gold star. Are you serious? Or are you just being sarcastic? Because if you're serious, I'm gonna be like, yeah, rebellious. I remember they said the police walked in, and they said that like they've dealt with a lot of bad cases, but nothing like that. Like she was just melted. It is. I don't understand. Let me see what that article was. Les sent it to me. 36 okay, that's what I saw, gold star, I just wanna check. 36 years old autistic woman was in before she died, fused in a sofa surrounded by her own excrement. Lacey Ellen Fletcher was her name. Was found in January. They're being charged with second-degree murder. She was emaciated and caked in feces, buried in a hole in the sofa. with cleaning wipes, nasal spray, talcum powder, and lotion bottles strewn around her. I would guess that that meant, yeah, Savannah, I saw that. I would guess that was probably what, for the smell or something. Uh, this particular website, MSN, wouldn't release the photos. Some people do have the photos out there. Uh, says she was sunken into the sofa up to her shoulders. That's what I was saying, Jeep girl. Like, um, slumped on her left side with her right arm across her bony body by her neck. She was partially naked with a blue patterned t shirt over her chest, but did not cover her breasts. Her legs were crossed in posture of a bid to survive. Her eyes were open and her mouth revealed she still had all of her front teeth. Well, okay, Savannah. Her body was big red blotches. Her butt had been eaten away from at least 12 years of the same position. We know her feces was covered all over her body, including her hair and even in her ears. And if you see the house, it looks, they said there was complete silence. Some jurors were gasping in horror. This to the right, oh my God, listen to this. Yes, not sure. I'm reading it right now. So it says, this is disgusting. This is freaking disgusting. Like a I'm angry disgusting. A few feet away from the sofa was a low table cluttered with items that suggest Fletcher had supplies to clean Lacey. Along with the wipes, nasal spray, and lotion bottles was a box with a lid and a child's photograph. To the right of the sofa was a gray commode with a pile of clothes neatly folded. A video shows an 18-inch gap between the sofa and the wall with a wet patch he believes was urine. You can't say she was you cannot say that she wasn't in pain. She weighed 96 pounds when they found her January 3rd. Sheila was released from jail on Tuesday night after posting $300,000 bond, and her husband also walked free on Wednesday morning after posting the same amount. If convicted, the parents face life sentence without parole. Please tell me they got parole, or please tell me they're getting a life sentence. Hey, Momose Diamond, please tell me. Can somebody find me whether or not they got a life sentence if that trial is over? If they don't get a life sentence, I'm gonna quit life because teachers. Okay, guys, we gotta research this real quick together. They're still out of jail? As of May 4th, 2022, they were out in jail, still on bond. Oh my gosh, Savannah, you're kidding me. They're out of jail then because they posted bond. She was in her own filth for 12 years. Somebody tell me that this can't be Meg. Okay, so she had sores and melted into a hole and had, those nasty maggots all over her. They cannot answer why their daughter did not move from the couch for 12 years. What's osteomyelitis? Jeep girl, I know. They got bond. It says she had ulcer formation. Savannah had said it does say paralyzed. Uh, bone infection, which led finally to sepsis, which is probably what ended up killing her. I mean, she would have. Um, and the coroner did say that mom and dad's theory about her having a neurological disorder called locked-in syndrome was found to be false. Yeah, I know Gold Star Mom. He said that was basically just he said the only diagnosis that she had was social anxiety and severe autism, but again, she's not alive, so they couldn't really tell if that was correct. The last time she's 36, okay? The last time she saw a physician of any type or any kind was when she was 16 years old. For this type of crime, second degree is the highest charge that could have been produced. They do say they're adamant that the Fletchers, which must be the parents, oh my gosh, Savannah, said that Lacey was of sound mind and could make up her own decisions. You all have my permission right now that if Parker's kids aren't getting up out of a chair after 1 week, please call somebody. That would never happen, so please don't call anybody. I'm just saying. Gold Star, I think so. The mother claims she routinely cleaned the child. Seriously. The couple's attorney has released a statement saying they don't want to relive the pain of losing a child through the media. They have been through a lot of heartache over the years, and anyone who lost a child knows what it's like. They have pleaded, okay, so 2 days ago, I'm glad you're here, Savannah. Thanks for filling me in. It is their only child, apparently, Gold Star Mom. The parents have pled not guilty to the daughter's death. Yes, Savannah. Yeah, they went on holiday. They went on vacation. Didn't care. I just saw that rebellious. Yep. um, trial date is set for 2023. So you're telling me that these people get out? You're telling me that these people? Yes, Jen. We've all done that. Okay, but you're telling me that these people get to go free until 2023 because they're on bond? You can't be kidding me. You got to be kidding me right now. They pleaded not guilty. They're facing a charge of second-degree murder. They bonded out in January. Back in May, a grand jury found enough evidence in the case that the parents have to stand trial for murder. The couple will be back in court September 6th. The trial is tentatively set for February 6th, 2023. Is this how this? Oh, Gold Star, I am so sorry. I know, Gold Star, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Savannah. So I don't know Bond very well, guys. So can you tell me? This happened in Louisiana, Sherry. Golds, I am so sorry. And if you have to go, I know this type of stuff is difficult when you hear people treat their children like this after you have lost a child. Savannah, I know, right? Is this how Bond works, though, that they're out until February 2023? Her last time, okay, good goal. So her last time seen in public was in 15 years ago. I don't know how bond works, so I'm hoping one of you, because they're out. They got out in January on bond. 10% is typically what they have to have in cash. And yes, is wow. Curious to how that. I mean, they both bonded out. I know, Gold Star Mom, and your son did die a hero. So they bonded out at 300,000 each of them, which who gives them bond for only $300,000? But so they bonded out in that, both of them did. So they'll be free until, and Savannah's right, they'll disappear. That's insane. Um, Sorry, y'all. This was kind of a really depressing, but wow. Exactly, Savannah. Are you kidding me? Like they're just giving them a chance to run away. So, an update on Kristen Smart's trial. From my understanding, there's still a health issue and it hasn't gone on. But the prosecution did say that um let me just see really quick what the update is on that, if it's got a new schedule yet. Okay, so Kristen Smart's trial. Gold Star Mom, a little bit, Savannah. I've been watching Brit's coverage for that. That's nuts, but he's off the ventilator. I heard that's so crazy. It's all good in the hood. Hi. Oh, I wonder if you're right. It's all good in the hood. I wonder if that's a possibility. I'll have to look into that more. That's a good thought. I didn't even think about that. Gold Star Mom, without sharing too many details, I believe her son passed serving our country, if I'm correct, right, Gold Star Mom? So he did die a hero. That's a really good thought. It's all good in the hood. I will have to look into that. It's highly possible because you would think they'd have to have some reason that something that would keep them in this country since it's so far away. Oh, oh, Savannah, that's so awesome. Okay, so Gold Star Mom, yes, he had just turned 21, and Gold Star's son passed serving our country. Wow, he definitely died a hero. Oh, she resigned February after her daughter's death. Well, that's pretty noble of her. Oh, it's all good in the hood. Well, tell him thank you from us here on Positively Parker for serving our country. So, an update on Kristen's trial. It did resume today. So it says, so here's a recap of what happened. Um, they gave a timeline. They do believe Dre McCrae is being taken to court for child abuse. Wow, Savannah, that will be interesting. Rebellious will thank your son for serving our country too. We'll do like a military day on this channel, like maybe like around Veterans Day or something. We'll do like a military day, where moms can come up or anybody that has family serving can come up and kind of tell us, or just tell us who, give me pictures, I'll put, you know what I'm saying. Um, so they believe that prosecution has said that they had an opening statement of an hour and a half. They said that they believe that Paul Flores killed Kristen Smart while trying to do stuff to her in an off-campus house party after an off-campus party in his dorm room, and that Ruben later buried her body under his deck at his dad's house in a Rio Grande, however you say that, pointing evidence to soil samples and cadaver dogs. The defense pointed out that Smart's body was never found. We knew that was coming. And DNA evidence wasn't found. We knew that was coming. It is said that, oh, this is rough. So it says Denise Smart, that's her mom, I think, testified today on day 2 of the trial. Um, it is alleged by prosecution that, oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, Rebellious, I'm so sorry. It's alleged that Ruben, the dad, Savannah, I heard September at one point on that. So Ruben, the dad, apparently, this is he's such a, was heard on a phone call calling her a dirty, I'm not going to say the word, blank, and that while everyone else was searching for Kristen, he was out ripping down the missing signs. Wow. Scumbag. It's going to be another one, though, guys, without that body. That's what defense is going to claim. I knew it. Oh, sorry, Savannah. Kristen Smart's trial started, and it's not public. And then so it started on Monday, and then somebody had a health issue, and it was unexpectedly delayed, and it resumed today. And that is where, at one point, defense attorneys actually said she set herself up for it because she was, that was disgusting. That was one quote that did come out. And the prosecution thinks they have enough evidence, but the defense is there's still no body. Wow. So I thought, yeah, look into it, Savannah. I thought or was hopeful that maybe part of the reason that it was they took an all of a sudden break was that I thought maybe like Ruben would break and tell because he's 81 would tell where the body is, but no such luck. Hey Amber, I would love that Gold Star Mom. I would love that. Leticia, when is that trial starting? I thought that was pretty soon. And apparently, Paul Flores' lawyer is trying to discredit the cadaver dogs. The trial, y'all, is going to take 4 months. Wow. And they chose jurors out of 1,500 people. And then today was the. No, Savannah. This is the one where it was at a college party and she's been missing for 26 years. You got to go check that out. And I'm not going to show any video of the Parkland, but that trial continued today. And today was super powerful as far as testimony goes. The Smith has set the trial tree. Okay. Okay, so November 7th through 18th, Rebellious is the Fuji trial. We will be 100% covering that. 100%. Only 2 weeks. Wow. So the witness today at Parkland was the sister that was shot, she that lived, but she had injuries, and the boy at Subway. Oh, we will, Savannah. The kid at Subway whose sister was shot. That Nicholas Cruz came and sat next to. So when I thought when they said he came and sat next to the kid, right? I was picturing like a like a bench type bar sitting at Subway. I don't know why I thought that. And then he came and sat next to him. No, they showed video. So this John was sitting down in this thing, he had just called his mom to come pick him up, and you see, because they showed the video, Nicholas Cruz comes in and sits in the booth across from John and just sits there. He totally. Now, according to John, the brother, John didn't know who he was, but Cruz knew who he was. So he sits there and says nothing. He said he didn't really say much. He just sat across from him. He was just screwing with his head. So then, yeah, Gold Star. So then you see John get up because his mom's there. And then it says that you see him, Nicholas Cruz followed him out. Savannah, I am monetized, and any day my memberships will be. I just got it approved, so it just takes a couple days, I think, for the memberships to pop up. But thank you. When he walked out of Subway, it said he was insistent that this John kid give him a ride, and like John kind of just took off real fast and got in the car, and they drove away. But that kid was totally trying to screw with his head. Yeah, Gold Star Mom, I can't watch all of the trial because it's pretty horrific, the stories over and over again. But I do try to watch the ones that, I will be shocked if they don't give him the death penalty. But I know today they were meeting because they're trying to plan out. So they're trying to plan out the going to the school. So they're going to the school. And this is the first time that they've ever been into the school since the shooting occurred. It's been blocked off since then. Well, so no one could go in it. So this will be the first time that anyone's gone into that school since February 14th, 2018. Now, I believe it was the defense team that wanted the judge to go or something like that, but the prosecution was not okay with it and was saying like, well, this is just going to make you emotional. There's no reason for the judge to be there, yada, yada, yada. So that will be, and there was also some question if they said, so Gold Star Mom, I went and researched a lot of Nicholas Cruz. He watched his dad die when his dad was 6 years old. His dad died of a heart attack, but he was adopted, as well as his other two siblings who have a very long criminal history. However, it says that when his dad died in front of him when he was 6 with of a heart attack, it says he went in and just said to he was crying, and his mom said, "What's the matter? Did daddy yell at you or something?" Exactly, Pamela. And he said very like, "No, dad's dead," or something like, "Daddy's dead." And then apparently a couple months before, in November of 2017, his mom passed away. He was very wealthy. He stood to inherit $855,000. And I thought, well, maybe he was grieving and stuff like that, which is no excuse, but could explain it. He was diagnosed with, some ADHD and stuff. But they said that based on evidence of like cell phone footage, he was planning this well before his mother passed away. So, and then I was watching this video. You know what? I'm going to show you this because this really touched me, and I want to show you guys something. This was really powerful to me. This is super powerful, and you're all going to just humor me and watch it, and then I'll let you go. But this was I sent it to chat because this mom, hold on. You guys got to see this. Yeah, exactly. Yep, he did, Pamela. And he only really cared about, it's all good in the hood. You're kidding me. I did not know that. Okay, yeah, so no, my sympathy then's out the door. You guys got to watch this. This is so powerful.
No one speak
This
up.
is
And
recently.
one mom did speak up. Nicole Schubert turned her son in when she saw signs he was planning an attack on his school. It's a story we first saw in the Wall Street Journal. TJ spoke with her. Hey, TJ.
First instinct as a parent, right, George, is to protect your child. It's your responsibility. But what is a parent's responsibility to protect other children from your own child? Well, this mom you're about to hear from had to face that question. And like you just said, George, at a time these mass shootings, questions about what signs were missed or ignored. This mom didn't ignore the signs, turned her son in, and she believes that decision prevented mass murder.
And he told me, if I do this interview today, I will not talk to you for a very, very long time. If there's a possibility to save even one person, one child, I think it's worth it.
But as you sit here, there's not a day that goes by that you regret what you did in calling police on her.
No, I don't regret it, because I believe I saved lives.
Nicole Schubert called the cops on her son after she says she found his journal detailing plans of a horrific killing spree that was to begin at home.
It was very descriptive. It was just heartbreaking. I didn't really want to know the details.
One of the things he wrote, if I have this right, is that he wanted to kill his mom. You. What's it like for a mother to read something like that?
Devastating. That's my child. I gave birth to him. You know, it hurts a lot. It still hurts. He says that it was just a story, but I don't know how.
Schubert says she was cleaning her home in 2019 when she came across her son's notebook. She says he described how he'd kill her, then attack his high school in Washington State, where he was a 17-year-old senior at the time. Schubert says she didn't debate long about what to do, calling police just hours later.
Your first instinct is, as a parent, is to protect your child. But at that point, I felt like if he is actually going to do these things, he would be safer in jail.
You were thinking of protecting maybe your own child, but your thoughts had to be on a lot of other children.
Well, the school, I have a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends that have children there. It wasn't just about me and him at that point. It was about a whole school. Hundreds of people, hundreds of children.
Schubert turned over the notebook and told law enforcement she'd also previously found what she believed were the makings of a homemade pipe bomb in her son's room. He was arrested, pled guilty to a felony charge of threatening to bomb or injure property and misdemeanors for harassment. He completed a rehabilitation program, community service, and underwent a mental evaluation. Now, in the wake of recent mass shootings and attention on missed warning signs, Schubert wants to appeal to parents.
Stay in their business. Even if they don't like it, they're not going to like it. But as parents, it's our job to know what our kids are doing. Just be aware and watch for signs. Kids will normally tell you by their actions when something is wrong.
Do you believe parents should be held responsible in some cases for what their kids do in these mass shootings?
Yeah, to a certain point, yeah. I think parents are responsible. Yes, most definitely. Obviously, we can't control our children's actions all the time. Who can? But there's signs that, something's not right. Something's, why is he acting weird? Why is he so to himself? I was in his room, what are you doing? Where are you going? All the time. And he hated it, but he's alive and everyone's alive and he's not in jail.
She says her son has not had any trouble with the law ever since. He's working and wants to go to college.
You just pray. You just pray that God helps them make the right choices through life. Because what else can you do? He's over 18 now. He's my child. I love him unconditionally. I'll always be there for him. I'll always love him, no matter what he does.
Sheba says they did not have guns in the house. She does not know of him having access to guns. And to this day, she says he still contends that what he was writing in that notebook was just a matter of fantasy and that wasn't a real plan. But we have to remember, guys, the shooting at a school killed 4 in Michigan last year. Those parents have been charged with involuntary manslaughter. Buffalo shooter, one of the survivors, has put on notice that they plan to possibly file a lawsuit against.
Muted again. Yeah. Oh yeah, Savannah. I mean, what it took, look at the mom sobbing now. I mean, what that must have taken to turn your son in. I always forget to unmute myself. What that must have taken to turn her own son in, but to care enough about the other kids. And now look, her son wants to go to college. He's working. She probably not only saved countless numbers of lives, but his as well. Man, what a powerful, powerful message. I loved how she said too, get in your kid's business. She said, I was cleaning his room, you know. So there's something to be said, right? We need our kids to have privacy. But then again, man, she had not read that. Like, yeah, she did exactly, Savannah. And yeah, Jeep Girl, he got help. He got the help he needed. Instead of people driving them to the gun store. It's just that just, and you could tell it to this day probably bothers her more than it does him because he's making better choices. She is still, I don't know, isn't it hard because we all want to think we would do the right and I think we would. I think us here would do that, but it's just, yeah, it took a lot for her because she risked her son going to jail for a really long time. But at the same time, if you look at the Uvalde shooter's grandmother, who is dealing with the other part of it, of knowing her grandson did what he did, and she can't, to a school that she spent 27 years at and had just retired, and she loved so many of those kids. I mean, at the end of the day, had his uncle said something and not driven him to, like these people would have taken the warning signs that this mom took, we might be looking at a different situation. I know, Gold Star. Yeah, Savannah, that's right. You know what? Now, should journals ever be shared from your teenagers? Absolutely not. But get in their business, especially now, especially today in these times. I mean, he had it mapped out for her. Yeah, and we all, Gold Star, I'd like to think I would be able to, but oh my goodness. My fear is that I wouldn't turn them in. I would try to do it on my own and I would try to get them help. But really, Pamela, I know. I know. Yeah. So, but really at the end, if I tried to do it myself and this mom tried to do it herself, it would have never been as powerful and as impactful as for him to realize, like, to get the help and the rehabilitation that he needed and stuff. It's a difference, I'm telling you. I know, Savannah, and sometimes, yeah, if sometimes like my kids will mouth back and say something to me and I won't say anything or something, and my husband will remind me, like, absolutely not. That is not how they talk to you. So, well, in Gold Star, you have a unique situation too because you lost a child. So, I mean, yeah, but anyways, all right, y'all. Well, sorry we got a little off track at the bottom, but I thought it was good to kind of update on some of the cases. I know. I know, rebellious. It is catty, Texas. And I don't think, like she said, it's not anything she would have ever thought that he would think of. And although I'm sure Grandma knew that the Uvalde shooter was um, very unstable, I would highly doubt that she thought he was capable of doing that kind of anything. But at the same time, she did find his gun that Friday beforehand and told him to get it out of the house. That's when he left and went to his uncle's, and the uncle went to get him another one, even though he says he didn't know. But my point is, I would have thought at that point, maybe some red flags would have popped into her head of what is he doing with that kind of weapon at all. So, you know, it's a tough decision. It's okay, Brandy. Well, my first stream, Brandy, I got booted from because Justin Bieber was playing in a video I was sharing. And yeah, Savannah, I thank you for saying that. And Brandy, then we finished up the Turpin thing, and then we got on to talking about trial updates. I think so, Caddy, Texas. I am of the belief that I don't understand why that uncle is not being prosecuted or looked at for the fact that he drove him to not only get the guns, but to also get ammo, claiming he didn't know what he was getting. But I just saw something in the news, as you said that, Savannah, that this new something like this new TikTok trend to like vandalize cars and steal things out of it or something. I don't. Oh, here we go. Indiana woman falls victim to the Kia challenge. There is a new trend on TikTok called the Kia challenge, in which you take a Kia vehicle and you start the car with just a USB cable and then you steal things out of it. Well, I don't think that's a challenge. I think that's uh robbing something. There's a choking trend now? Oh my gosh. Did you see the video of all the shooters, mom? Get out of here. Send that to me, Brandy, please. Because I'm putting together my own little documentary type of thing. Exactly. He was in buying ice cream twice. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Caddy, Texas. That sounds more like Grand Theft Auto, not as much as a TikTok trend. There's a choking trend now, Savannah? Like, what is happening? Oh my gosh. TikTok trends right now. Oh my gosh. What is the choking challenge? I'm going to trend. 10-year-old die. Oh, is it like the normal, like 10-year-old dies after attempting to black out? The viral choking challenge on TikTok has claimed many lives. It's claimed at least 5 lives this year. Using a belt to holy gosh. So basically, yeah, they're just trying to black out. Nuts, guys. Nuts. It does, Savannah. That actually is part of I was watching the as I was watching pieces of this trial, um, there was somebody in the chat that I was watching it in like Law and Crime or something, and they were saying, "Do you understand by like airing all of this, you are giving shooters a lot of ideas. In fact, we know that the Uvalde shooter, one of his main reasons for doing what he did was notoriety and fame." Oh my gosh, Gold Star Mom. Wow, Rebellious, that's crazy. Well, hey, y'all, if you guys haven't checked out the, yep, exactly, Savannah. If you guys haven't checked out the Vaughn McCrae case, I believe Brittany's diving into it again tonight. So let's hop over there and watch it. And thanks, guys. This was a good live take two. It was fun to kind of talk about a lot of different things and hold your breath. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. See y'all tomorrow.